distinguished guests, it is my pleasure to open the ceremony. Research and innovation is a transversal pillar of Luxembourg's sustainable economic development strategy. Innovation in health technologies represents one of the priorities of the data-driven innovation strategy of the Ministry of the Economy. The implementation of an effective research, development and innovation policy, both for the public and private sector, is a priority for the government. The share of the state budget allocated to RDI has been growing for the last 20 years. Multiple funding schemes are available in Luxembourg. The FNR, Luxembourg's National Research Fund, is the major funding body for public research. R&D projects from private companies can get subsidized by the Ministry of the Economy. The main assessment criteria to benefit from these subsidies are the economic impact of the project, the substance to be created in Luxembourg, the co-funding capacity of the company, the innovative aspect of the project, the technical challenges to be addressed, and finally, the incentive effect of the aid. Interestingly, subsidies can be increased by 15% of total eligible costs in case of an effective collaboration with a Luxembourg-based public research organization, like the LIST, for instance. The company is the contracting party. Company contribution to the cost of the research institute is an eligible cost in the company's budget. In order to meet the particular challenges and needs of the fight against COVID-19, those support schemes have been completed by temporary measures early this year. I have the intention to extend the deadline to apply for those measures for an additional period of 6 months in 2021. This challenging period can help us continue to diversify our economy into new research fields such as the health and food sciences. I am particularly proud that our public research organizations continue to develop expertise in bio-innovation projects, especially in the fields of nutrition, plant and agriculture. The next important step will be to deepen this cooperation between the bioeconomy and the agricultural sector as the supplier of the ingredients. Hence, we are keen to continue to support research for both private and public sector. In this respect, the LIAB award is a remarkable outcome of a successful collaboration between the two. Before concluding, I would like to thank PM International, which is the sponsor of today's award, and the Luxembourg Institute of Science and Technology. Be assured that the government, and in particular the Ministry of the Economy, is ready to support you in your projects.
Thank you for the kind introduction, Mr. Minister. Dear Minister Fayot, dear Mr. Kalstenius, dear Mr. Hoffman, and especially a warm welcome to the LIAB Award winner 2020, Mr. Chivchi. Ladies and gentlemen, and all our online viewers. As the Chief Scientific Officer of PM International, I am really honored to speak here at the award ceremony of the second LIAB Award. Even under these special circumstances, in this special year, we are glad that the LIST and PM International together realize the LIAB Award for the second time already. What is PM International? PM International is a family-run company with an annual turnover of more than $1 billion in 2019, and we are still growing. PM International was founded in 1993 by our current CEO, Mr. Rolf Sorg. Rolf Sorg started from scratch, not out of a garage, but out of a cellar. Today we are one of the largest direct sales companies worldwide. We are specialists in development and distribution of premium products for health, fitness and beauty. We distribute our products now in more than 40 countries worldwide. For PM International, innovation is the motor of growth, and research is the basis for innovation. Since the last year, we built up a strong cooperation with the LIST, especially with the team of Professor Hoffman, and we are really proud of our cooperation with the LIST, especially for our joint projects to obtain special raw materials in a sustainable way, and of course also for hosting the LIAB Award every 3 years in the field of bioinnovation, especially with plant extracts. Also in the name of our CEO, Mr. Zorc, I want to say thank you for the great and trustful cooperation and partnership in the last years. LIAB Award gives an opportunity to all researchers worldwide. Already in 2017 and now again this year, we have around 30 applicants worldwide. So, for me, it's amazing. What is important of the LIAB Award? Groundbreaking research in the field of bioinnovation, developing well-being and health for the people all over the world, development of new technologies to improve bioavailability, encourage scientists to promote innovative ideas for better bioavailability and its impact transformation to the cellular level. We see the LIAB Award as a great opportunity for LIST and PM International to connect us with high-level researchers worldwide in the field of bioinnovation, especially from plant extracts, which is very important for the future for our company. Before I finish my speech, I would like to congratulate the main person of today, Mr. Orchan Shivchi, as a winner of the LIAB Award 2020. We hope we can build up a strong scientific cooperation with Dr. Shivchi in the future in order to take the next step towards the industrial use of his research together. And I'm really happy to give the word to the CEO of the Luxembourg Institute for Science and Technology, Mr. Thomas Kalstenius.
Thank you for your kind words, Dr. Kuhn. As the CEO of the Luxembourg Institute of Science and Technology, I'm particularly proud to take part today in this virtual ceremony of the LIST International Award in Bioinnovation 2020. This award seeks to connect LIST to world-leading researchers in the fields of biology, ecology, circular economy, health sciences and food sciences by rewarding the most outstanding research work that has the potential to be brought to the real applications. Looking for high impact is part of the LIST DNA. We aim at pushing the frontiers in research for high impact innovation. And I think for this second LIAB Award, we really did it once again. Throughout the LIAB Award and its 30 candidates from 13 countries, we have, together with our partner, PM International, succeeded in connecting Luxembourg to world-leading researchers in the field of bioinnovation. Biotech is indeed a central priority in the Luxembourgish research strategy, and Luxembourg needs biotechnology and needs biotechnology research that will, among others, be beneficial to the patient and contribute to the consolidation of an innovative, sustainable and efficient health system. As shown by the work of our winner, Dr. Orchan Shivchi, the LIAB Award rewards research findings and technologies that are particularly likely to be transferred to the market. The award takes a deep look into natural objects found in our environment, like plants. And this type of research is carried out here, at least, as part of our environmental research activities, and specifically within our Green Tech Innovation Center, which is a one-stop shop for the complete development of bio-based products and processes. Our Green Tech Innovation Center is open to any potential partner. Could they be from the public or private sector, small SMEs, or big companies like PM International, our partner and sponsor for the LIAB Award. Together with PM International, we have been working on innovative bioactive molecules for dietary supplements and cosmetics for about 4 years. This collaboration is in no way coincidental. We wanted to take a step further towards concrete and direct industry applications of our activities, while contributing, together with PM International, to the further advancement and research and development in the Luxembourgish ground. And that's what we do. We shared a joint laboratory setup in our Bellevaux premises. And this joint infrastructure facilitates operations and investment in the extraction and transformation of plant-derived molecules. Thanks to this type of research, based on close collaboration with industry partners, we can make concrete needs of the market come true. one of the major roles of a research and technology organization like this. Being able to work with such a Luxembourgish-based company and having them as a main sponsor for our international award means a lot to us. And that's why I warmly want to thank Mr. Sorg, the CEO of PM International, and his team for their contribution and fruitful collaboration. And to that end, of course, let me congratulate Dr. Ozan Sifki for being a great winner of our LIAB award in 2020. I'm really looking forward to watch your presentation here today and also to meet you in Luxembourg in 2021 when these sanitary conditions allow for it. And with that said, I now want to give the floor to Lucia Hoffman, the Director of the Environmental Research and Innovation Department here at LIST, who will give you a few more information on the award and our winner.
Thank you very much for your nice introduction, Dr. Castaneous. Innovation in biotechnologies is indeed a very important focus areas of research and development at the Luxembourg Institute of Science and Technology, especially of its Green Tech Innovation Center. This center focuses around production of novel bio-based molecules coming from plants or microorganisms, is active in recycling of organic waste and side streams for producing new types of molecules for producing bioenergy, is active in environmental biotechnologies, is active in environmental risk assessment. And the main mission of this Green Tech Innovation Center is really to bring research results towards real applications, towards real use in collaboration with companies. And so innovation is really in the DNA of our Green Tech Innovation Center, of the activities we do in biotechnological innovation. And so in 2017 was born the idea to set up a LIST International Award in Bioinnovation, with objective to connect LIST to world-leading researchers in the fields of biology, biotechnology, bioeconomy, but also food sciences, by rewarding the most outstanding research work that has the potential to be brought to real applications, and thus promoting LIST as a research and innovation center. And from the beginning, the idea was to associate private companies to this LIAB award. And we are particularly happy that PM International this year is our partner and sponsors the LIAB award with 10,000 euros. And in line, of course, with the activities of PM International, the 2020 award honors groundbreaking research and innovation in domains such as bioavailability, transport and effectiveness of secondary plant compounds on a cellular level, with a focus on natural additives. Some words about the process for the award. So there was a call that was published March 15th and with a deadline of June 15th. And what was expected for the submissions was a letter of motivation, a research paper recently submitted, so published after January 1st, 2017, a 3-page summary of the research activities and a curriculum vitae of the submitting researchers. Among the selection criteria are, of course, the alignment with the award topic of this year. So the publication need to tackle bioavailability, transport and effectiveness of secondary plant compounds, plant-based extracts, but also the quality of the publication is important, the impact factor, the degree of innovation was a criterion, and as there's an association with the company, but also in line with the mission of the Luxembourg Institute of Science and Technology, the potential of application. So it should not be completely blue sky research, but a publication that has potential for real applications. So we had 30 submissions for this award, and a selection committee of 5 people with Dr. Manfred Eckerstoffer, Professor for Healthy Aging, DSM Nutritional Products, Dr. Jürgen Reimann, pharmacist, lecturer at the University of Munich and Regensburg, Professor Julian Weghuber, professor at the University of Applied Sciences at Upper Austria, and the representative of PM International is CSO Dr. Tobias Kühne, and myself evaluated all these submissions according to these criteria. And so I'm happy to announce today and to present to you the prize winner, who is Ozan Çiftçi, Associate Professor at the Department of Food Science and Technology at the University of Nebraska. And he received this prize this year for a paper that was published in 2019 in Scientific Reports with the title "A Novel and Green Nanoparticle Formation Approach to Forming Low Crystallinity Curcumin Nanoparticles to Improve Curcumin's Bioaccessibility." In fact, curcumin has well-known health-promoting effects, but curcumin has, on the other hand, a very low bioavailability due to its crystalline structure, so it's not taken up in the body. And so the main objective of this study was to develop a novel green nanoparticle formation method to generate low crystallinity curcumin particles to enhance its bioavailability and so uptake in the body, and so to really have a bio effect in the body. In this publication, the awardee could improve the bioaccessible fraction by more than 40 times by especially impregnating curcumin into nanoporous starch aerogels, which is the innovative part of this publication. This is a very new approach to produce food-grade curcumin nanoparticles with reduced crystallinity, and thus has a high potential to maximize the utilization of curcumin due to increased bioaccessibility. Some words on the awardee. Dr. Çiftçi obtained his PhD at the University of Gaziantep in Turkey in food engineering, and then moved to Canada, where he held 2 postdoctoral fellowships, one at the University of Alberta and then a second one at the University of Lethbridge, before accepting an appointment at the University of Nebraska as assistant professor in the Department of Food Science and Technology, university where he stays still today and where he was recently promoted to associate professor. Professor Çiftçi has 51 peer-reviewed publications, 2 patents, and has also set up a lot of collaborations with private companies as ConAgra brands, Givaudan, ADM, and Cargill. In his lab, the research is focused on developing novel green approaches to enhance the health benefits and quality of especially food lipids. To achieve this, the lab is using approaches based on nanoscale science and engineering and supercritical fluid technology. The laboratory is also interested in the fundamentals associated with the novel process development and focuses on 2 key areas: lipid particle formation and green extraction of bioactive lipids. So Dr. Çiftçi's lab has a very strong food lipid chemistry and food engineering research program that has attracted a lot of interest of both academy and industry. And it is a unique research program, first of its kind in the US, and is positioned very well to be a world leader in green food lipid chemistry and engineering. So you see that we have a very well-known and prominent prize winner again this year, and it is my pleasure now to hand over to Nebraska for the award ceremony. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Dr. Hoffman, and hello from Lincoln, Nebraska in the USA. My name is Semi El-Ghul, and I'm the Chief Sales Officer for the Americas for PM International. It's a great honor and pleasure to be here today at University of Nebraska and Lincoln with Dr. Ozan Çiftçi, the winner of the 2020 LIAB Award. So, dear Dr. Çiftçi, it's in the name of PM International and the Luxembourg Institute of Science and Technology. I want to congratulate you on your remarkable achievements, and we are very proud to award you this prize for your research and wish you all the best and lots of success for your future scientific work. So please allow me to hand you over this prize.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you. And now, Dr. Çiftçi, we are all very, very excited to hear personally from yourself about your research work. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I am honored to be receiving the LIST International Award in Bioinnovation, and I'm grateful for the recognition I have received for my work. In my presentation, I'm going to introduce our work, a novel and green nanoparticle formation approach to forming low crystallinity curcumin nanoparticles to improve curcumin's bioaccessibility. But first, I would like to introduce my research program very briefly. My lab is in the Food Innovation Center on the Nebraska Innovation Campus at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. Research in my lab is focused on 5 challenges in lipid and lipophilic bioactive chemistry and processing. First, toxic solvents are used in extraction and processing of lipids and lipophilic bioactive compounds. And it is difficult to incorporate those lipids and many lipophilic bioactives into foods and beverages because they are water insoluble, and many of them they degrade easily during storage and processing. And many of them have low bioavailability, which limits their function and efficacy. And we believe that there is limited research on minor lipid components, and innovation in this area is slow. Therefore, the goal of my research program is to bring innovative solutions to important issues related to food lipid and lipophilic bioactive chemistry and processing using green approaches based on supercritical carbon dioxide technology. There are 3 main research areas in my lab. In particle formation, we are forming novel micro and nanoparticles for improved food safety and quality. In green extraction area, we are isolating lipophilic bioactive compounds from various biomass and byproducts of agri-food industry. And in food structuring area, we are modifying the structure of lipids using enzymes and supercritical carbon dioxide for improved quality and functionality. We also have 3D food printing as part of this research area. In recent years, there's a growing demand for clean products and alternative green technologies. And it becomes more critical for lipids where toxic solvents are used in lipid processing. Therefore, we are using supercritical carbon dioxide technology as a green technology for various lipid processes. Please let me give a quick background on supercritical fluid technology. Supercritical fluids are the fluids above their critical pressure and temperature. When you bring the pressure and temperature of a fluid in this green region, it becomes supercritical, meaning it's not liquid, it's not gas, supercritical. In this region, they have liquid-like density and gas-like diffusivity properties, making them ideal for many lipid processes. In addition, there are several benefits of processing with supercritical carbon dioxide. First of all, it is non-toxic, it is inexpensive and abundant. It has moderate critical pressure and temperature, it is easily separated from solute without any solvent residue, and it's an environmentally friendly process, and there's no oxidation in CO2 environment. And at the end, we can obtain clean products, which is important for food industry. However, the interest is still to the extraction of low-volume, high-value products. Actually, when the relatively high capital investment of a supercritical extraction process is considered, extraction of specialty oils seems more feasible than the extraction of commodity oils. But the question is, how can we expand utilization of this green technology? The solution is taking full advantage of benefits of supercritical carbon dioxide processing. But how can we do this? One way is integrated supercritical CO2 processing as part of a biorefinery. Here is why. While a lipid-rich material yields only oil after an extraction process, supercritical carbon dioxide processing in an integrated biorefinery yields various high-value products and fractions. After extraction of the lipids, bioactives can be separated from the lipid fraction, and the oil fraction can be converted into oleochemicals and biofuels, and then bioactives can be used with the separated protein and carbohydrate fractions to obtain various micro and nanoparticles and encapsulate to develop functional food ingredients. Here you see the supercritical carbon dioxide biorefinery approach in our lab. Currently, we are working on individual unit operations, and our long-term goal is to develop a fully integrated process for novel products for food and industrial applications. And in my talk, I'm going to present our work on particle formation to develop highly bioavailable, water-insoluble bioactive compounds. Bioactives are well known for their positive role in health and wellness. However, it may not be possible to intake them with the diet properly. Therefore, food industry is trying to incorporate them into foods and beverages. However, it is challenging to incorporate them into foods and beverages because they are water insoluble, and many of them they degrade easily during processing and storage. And again, many of them have low bioavailability, which is a problem in both food and nutraceutical industries. Therefore, we are using particle formation using supercritical carbon dioxide technology as a green approach to overcome some of these challenges. In the rest of my talk, I'm going to present our new nanoparticle formation method used to produce low crystallinity bioactive nanoparticles with a specific focus on curcumin. Curcumin is the major phenolic in turmeric, and several health benefits of curcumin have been demonstrated in different studies. However, bioavailability of curcumin is very low. Only around 1% is absorbed in body, and this limits function and efficacy of curcumin. Curcumin has low bioavailability because it's a crystalline powder that is insoluble in water and poorly soluble in fats and oils. And we know that amorphous forms are more water soluble and more bioavailable compared to the crystal forms. And therefore, our approach was to form nano-sized bioactive particles with reduced crystallinity to improve their bioaccessibility when digested and in turn improve bioavailability. For this purpose, we are using Nanopore starch aerogels and supercritical carbon dioxide together, and this is, in terms of processing, a simple and clean process that is easy to scale up. This is another benefit of this process. Here you see the main steps of our Nanopore starch aerogel formation process. We are using starch because it is inexpensive, abundant, and food-grade material. In our process, first, starch is gelatinized to obtain a hydrogel using temperature. So in this process, we are using temperature to eliminate chemical cross-linkers. And then the water in the hydrogel is replaced with ethanol to obtain an alcohol. And finally, ethanol in this alcohol is removed with supercritical carbon dioxide drying to obtain an aerogel, which is a highly porous material. In order to obtain such a porous material, somehow we need to remove the water in the hydrogel. When we did this with conventional air drying, we were not able to obtain a porous structure. The zero gel is the one obtained with conventional air drying. But it was possible with supercritical drying. Here you see the inner morphology of the aerogel obtained with supercritical carbon dioxide drying. And at the optimized conditions, our aerogels had interesting properties. 1 gram of aerogel has a surface area up to 221 square meter, and it depends on the type of the starch and the composition of the starch. And average pore size of the aerogel was 20 nanometer, and the product was a very light material. The density decreased tenfold. After forming the aerogels, we developed a simultaneous single-step nanopore starch aerogel formation and low crystallinity bioactive nanoparticle formation process as shown here. The process is very similar to the aerogel formation process. The only difference here is instead of using pure ethanol in the solvent exchange step, we used an ethanolic curcumin solution, meaning we dissolved curcumin in ethanol. And then we use this solution to form an alcohol. And next, we apply supercritical carbon dioxide, drying, and finally, we obtained curcumin nanoparticles impregnated in this starch aerogel matrix. Here you see the morphology of these aerogels impregnated with curcumin particles. The first one is the empty one. Here you see two different products obtained at different temperatures. The difference is this one was obtained at 60 degrees Celsius. This is the temperature of the ethanol curcumin solution, and this one is room temperature. In both samples, we are able to obtain impregnated curcumin nanoparticles in the aerogel matrix. But when we have higher temperatures for the ethanolic curcumin solution, we see that there are a lot of large curcumin crystals on the surface of the aerogel. But when we have a solution prepared at room temperature, we don't see those large crystals, which is a good thing. And we found that crystallinity of the curcumin nanoparticles impregnated in these aerogels is significantly reduced. The red pattern shows the crystallinity of crude curcumin. Having sharp peaks means it is a crystalline material. And our product here, the green one, we don't see any sharp peaks. That means significantly decreased crystallinity. But when we look at the one prepared at 60 degrees Celsius, we see some peaks here. As I mentioned in the previous slide, because we have some large crystals on the surface, that's why we see this crystallinity here in the XRD patterns. Why do we have some large crystals on the surface? Because when we used higher temperatures, we were able to increase the concentration of the ethanolic curcumin solution. This may be good for the loading capacity, but we found that it is not good for the structure of the crystals. At the end, we are going to get less bioaccessibility with this product. And this shows that we can fine-tune the processing conditions to obtain a successful product. And here you see the particle formation mechanism. And this is a simple illustration of our process. At the beginning, we have crystalline curcumin. We are dissolving it in ethanol to obtain a curcumin ethanol solvate complex. And then this solution is diffusing into our starch matrix in the alcohol. And then when we apply supercritical CO2 drying, at our drying conditions, ethanol is very soluble in supercritical CO2, but curcumin is not. Therefore, curcumin is separated from this solvate complex, and ethanol is removed in supercritical carbon dioxide. That means curcumin molecules precipitate immediately in this matrix. So we have low crystallinity because curcumin molecules don't have enough time to come together to form well-ordered crystal structures. We have nanosize because precipitation occurs in the nanopores of the starch matrix. That means curcumin molecules don't have enough room to come together to form large crystals. Our aerogel is acting as a mold. When we did the same process in the absence of the nanopore starch aerogel, we obtained large crystalline curcumin particles, showing the critical role of the nanopore starch aerogel. And we found that there is no chemical bonding between the impregnated curcumin particles and the starch aerogel matrix, which is something desired, meaning release of the impregnated curcumin particles during digestion will be easy, thereby affording improved bioaccessibility. And we also demonstrated that bioaccessibility of this new form of curcumin increases significantly compared to the crude curcumin. And also the bioaccessible fraction after the simulated digestion demonstrated increased solubilization of curcumin in the mixed micelles. After obtaining good results with curcumin, we wanted to see what happens with other bioactives, similar water-insoluble, highly crystalline bioactive compounds. Therefore, we work with phytosterol. In addition to testing a different bioactive, we wanted to see the performance of this new form of bioactive in a real food system. What happens if we put these particles into a real food? What happens during digestion? That's why we prepared two model food systems. One of them is granola bar. We prepared regular fat, low fat, and non-fat, because we know that adding more fat will improve bioaccessibility of these water-insoluble bioactives because they are lipophilic, and the idea is to increase their bioaccessibility and in turn bioavailability even in non-fat foods. And granola bar is an example to a solid food matrix with low water content, and pudding is an example to a soft food material with high water content. And we found that this new form of phytosterol has significantly improved bioaccessibility both in granola bar and pudding samples. And we also found that this new form of phytosterol has increased absorption in CACO2 cells, showing that we were successful with phytosterol in addition to curcumin. The next question was, what happens to these new form of bioactives during processing? Because these are, at the end, somehow processed. For example, granola bar production, they are baked. That's why we tested the stability of this new form of phytosterols at baking conditions, and we determined the phytosterol oxidation products. And we found that our product is significantly more stable against oxidation compared to crude phytosterol. So this is a win-win situation. We are not only getting higher bioaccessibility, but we are also protecting the bioactive during processing. We have another interesting finding here. We found that aerogel formation process transforms starch into a new form of starch that has potential to improve gut health because they have increased resistant starch content even after cooking. The red bar is the one prepared, the chemical crosslinker. The green one is our aerogel. And we see that it has higher resistant starch content even after cooking. This is another benefit of this product. In conclusion, I would like to list some of the anticipated outcomes and impacts. First of all, these are first of their kind high bioavailability bioactives for food and nutraceutical industries, and it allows food manufacturers incorporate water-insoluble bioactives into foods in a simple and clean manner. It may improve health benefits of water-insoluble bioactives with smaller doses. It's a platform technology. It can be used as a blueprint to apply to other water-insoluble bioactives. And products have great potential to be used in food and nutraceutical industries because they are food grade, no non-food grade chemical is used, and process is clean. It's a simple and environmentally friendly process, therefore it's easy to scale up. And we believe that it will enhance the cost-benefit ratio of water-insoluble bioactives, and the dry formulation makes handling, transportation, and storage easy. With that, I would like to thank my research group and also our funding agencies for their support. And now I would like to turn the word back to Professor Hoffman at the Luxembourg Institute of Science and Technology.
So, thank you very much, Dr. Chifti, for this very inspiring presentation. This presentation showed again the high potential of your research for real applications and the importance for nutrition and nutritional ingredients, food ingredients. It also, I think, showed that the jury was right to select you. I think we had again for the second LIAB award a very high level awardee. Now, because of the special situation, as you all noticed, it was unfortunately not possible to organize this ceremony in Luxembourg as we would have normally done. And so we hope to see you, Dr. Chifti, soon as possible in Luxembourg to meet also our researchers, to meet PM international staff for exchange on your research and maybe looking for avenues of future collaborations, one never knows. And at the end, I'm happy to announce already that we are starting soon to prepare the 2022 LIAB award, and I'm very happy to see that again PM International is joining us to sponsor this next PM International, the next LIAB award. And at the end, I would like to thank all the audience to have been with us during this hour for this ceremony. And I hope to see you all again in 2022.